In this video, we continue to build Casita from Encanto, but particularly we worked on Dolores, Camilo and Antonio's balcony and the doors. Looking at the house from the front, we know Dolores, Camilo and Antonio's rooms are located on the left side of the house, on the second floor. You can see the balcony, 2 shutter doors, and another smaller roof under the bigger roof. I was trying to figure out how the left side of the house looks like. We can see the house very briefly from a very far away when Mirabel was singing about everyone's gift as she was crossing the village bridge. The balcony starts from the front and then the balcony continues down the left side of the house. There are more balcony doors on the left side. I can't see how many doors there are, but I'm going to guess each room has their own door leading out to the balcony. So I made 3 doors and a long balcony that connect all 3 rooms. I always said I'm not going to make this house exactly like the one in the movie. Even if my version of the house looks different from the movie, it's okay. I started by fixing up the window frame from the previous video. I didn't really like the shape of the frame, so I readjusted it a bit. I made the frame embellishment smaller. I don't know why, but it feels like it needs something more, maybe more grooves, maybe more smaller, elaborate embellishment, maybe some wear and tear. Anyway, after contemplating about the design, I moved on to Dolores' doors. I think the front balcony belongs to Dolores. I copied the doors from Isabella's room. It turns out Dolores needs taller doors to fit better on the wall, so I extended the height and added a few more slats on the blind. I changed the color of the door to darker red. I need to go back and readjust the height of all of these doors and windows later because I realized some windows are too tall and some doors are too short, but let's keep going. I don't want to get bogged down by getting too obsessed with details right now. If I fall into the detail hell, I could get stuck there and forever obsessing over details that are not all that important in the bigger scheme of things. We have to get a decent looking house that looks pretty close to Casita right now. We can come back and work on the details as we go. Details are very important too. I copied the balcony rails from the rails I made previously, and then I laid the balcony floor. To make the floorboards, I flattened a cube and then lengthened it. To make it look like 2x4, I subdivided the floorboard and then readjusted the vertices to make them uneven. Natural materials never come in absolute straight lines. And then I laid the floorboards in rows and covered the entire balcony. Then I colored the balcony, both the floorboards and the rails, in deep pink. I copied the doors 3 more times for the side walls. Now Camilo and Antonio both get the same doors. Next, I added 3 long pillars on the balcony that divide the balcony into 3 sections. I colored the pillars with the same deep pink color. I used the wooden image texture, although it's not very obvious. I probably have to come back later and add more grunge effect and bevels and such to make these rails look a little more realistic. Finally, I colored the side walls with yellow stucco image texture. In the movie, I think I'm seeing some doors on the first floor below the balcony. Anyway, it's not very important right now. I will figure out what those doors are for and where they connect to. Until then, I left them out. I noticed that Peppa and her side of the family live on the left side of the house. Julieta and her side of the family live on the right side of the house. If Bruno started his own family, I'm guessing they would have taken the back side of the house, which is more private, although the view might not be great on that side. Antonio and Camilo are also not getting great views. I think they are facing the forest and the creek on the left side. Everybody else got the view of the village. But maybe the view doesn't matter. Their rooms transport them to other places. Next, we will climb up to the third floor and work on Peppa, Abuela, and Mirabel's rooms next.